your question, how I interview, I think I'm not going to say it's archaic. I think it's just very, very different. Everyone gives you a resume. Great. I don't interview from the resume. I already know when these people get on the phone, they're so nervous. And so we don't go down the normal interview process. I might use what they've done to segue in, share a day in the life, but I'm always consciously aware of how nervous they are. And I get them off that process just to have a normal conversation like we're having. And once I can have a normal conversation like we're having, and they don't feel like they're being graded on their resume or graded on their language if they have an accent or they feel like they have a heavy accent, or once I remove all of that, then I can get to their core. And so now I'm having a conversation, understanding what my company's core values are and understanding if they're going to be able to fit in our culture.
Is that your main driver here? Or is it that plus certain experience and aptitude? What's the main driver? What are you looking for?
It's a cultural fit. It has to be a cultural fit. I've been pleasantly surprised. We have about 8 people from Work Better Now. I'm pleasantly surprised, and I've learned this now, how much more skill that they have behind what the resume says they have. They're able to do everything. And it's up to us who's interviewing them and or who's reporting to them to open them up to see what else they can do. And what I'm finding is part of my job when I interview is to give them this trust, lend them my belief, lend them my confidence, so they can open up and tap into their vulnerable selves. And this is what I find they don't have. So when we are interviewing, we want to lend them our trust, lend them our belief, lend them our confidence so we can tap into their heart and not their head.
Tell us just a little bit about how you do that. How do you get them to open up? How do you get them to relax?
So think of it this way. I learned this one from Jack Daly and I love it, right? So he's always interviewing over a meal. And so even when I interview, let's say I was interviewing someone internally, the last 2 interviews would be on me, but they would be at a breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And I find if we use that concept, because I can't have breakfast, lunch, or dinner with the remote team, I get into that headspace where we're just having a discussion. It's not an interview. I want to know more about them. I want to understand their family. I want to understand where they live. I want to understand their workplace. I want to understand why they prefer to work at home versus work at home and work for a company like mine versus working in their own city and traveling. And so I'm asking a lot of questions to tap into what they already know. And this sets them free to have a regular discussion of, hey, I'd rather work from home because it's not safe in my country. Or it's going to take me 3 hours to travel every single day, and I don't want to do that. Well, that's interesting. That leads me to, do you have a car? Do you have to take a bus? Why do you value working from home? How come you don't want to work in your own country? And by asking all of these questions that have nothing to do with the resume, they start to open. And then really when we ask them about their life's experience in different jobs, I always want to know what you like and what didn't you like. Why did you stay that long? How come you didn't leave sooner? I use another one. I said, listen, if you had a magic wand and you can do anything, what is it? What are your hobbies? What would you love to do? I know you need a job. So we're really, really just trying to open people up to discuss some of their dreams, their desires, what they like, what they don't like, without them feeling judged. Without them overthinking, if I say the wrong thing, will he judge me? Will that company judge me?
So,
can I be truthful?
Gotcha. Thank you for that.